What's going on, guys? Back on another episode of Let's Be Honest, and this time I have the one and only JakeSimTV. Now, for those of you that know, Jake is actually a really good friend, one of the top players in Fault. But if anything, again, you guys know the whole purpose of these videos. It's us just having a normal conversation, being honest, talking about different subjects, but at the same time, it's not only a kind of like insight for you guys, the viewer, but also insight to the developers as to what sometimes, people that are more knowledgeable in certain areas of if certain industries, or just simply top players might think about the game in its current state, current updates and stuff like that. So if anything, guys, make sure you guys go follow Jake Sim. But if anything, let's get to it. Let's go ahead and start with so did you see their announcements on the heroes, like the price of them?
No, not that one. No,
That was like a week ago. So
no,
they wrote,
let me pull this stuff up too,
yeah, go ahead.
so
It's just under the announcements tab. But they wrote, we've made adjustments to the new hero prices during early access due to feedback from our community. These prices will run throughout EA but are subject to change when the game goes free to play. Newly released heroes are now 8,000 matter instead of 12,000 matter upon release. And then they go on to say that they lowered Decker and Grim to match the other characters of 4,000 matter now that there's new heroes coming out. So okay. Basically they're double the price when they come out, but then when the new heroes come out, they're now 4,000 like normal.
That makes sense, yeah.
I mean, I get it.
Acceptable. Yeah.
You feel me? Like from a business standpoint, I'm like, okay, so like it's new, it's hype, kind of make them pay a little bit more for it, etc. But do you think 12,000 was a lot? Because I know we're a little bit different because considering our situation, you know what I mean, as far as like having to pay necessarily for these, like being partners and such. But
I mean, 12,000 really isn't that much. I can grind that like fairly quick, even
yeah, but you got to consider also the average player, the hardcore, I got all my heroes and shit, but the average player starts off with a much smaller pool, and then they're like, hey, I gotta unlock 8 characters and they're 4,000 each, and now this is like 8,000, and it's like, boo, bro, I'm not getting this new character till it goes on sale. Now these guys have an advantage because the new characters are usually a little broken. And I can't even afford it because I'm broke. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, no, I understand that. Like 12K can take a good amount of time if you're like an average player playing like maybe 2-3 games a day or something. Then that's a lot. It's gonna take you a long time, especially with the dailies and how much they actually reward. Even
I do think lowering it isn't bad, especially considering casuals, like you're saying. Because the average person isn't like us to spend hours and hours a day just playing nonstop.
How much do you even get per game? Like,
bro, so it depends on the game and how long it goes. Like, I've had some games where I'll just like a couple hundred, you know what I mean? So it varies, bro. I honestly have a better chance of guessing how much elo you get per game. You know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah, it goes from like you get like 7 to like you get 39 the next one.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, who the fuck did I go up against that I got this much money? Like, what are you talking about?
But it makes no sense. It's just.
But they've been getting, I don't know, like they've been getting a lot of flack. Like ever since they tried monetization, they've been getting flack on monetizing in general. But they've been getting a lot of flack as to the fact that, hey, so you're making it grindy, and that's fine, like you would get rewarded by time spent in the game as such. But the fact that, imagine you spend an hour match and you just got 200 to 300 favor. You get me? Like the biggest bulk of your favor are going to be like the daily or weekly challenges, or just leveling up, so to speak.
Yeah.
But if you literally just spent 2 hours of your life for 600 favor, how long is it going to take you to 4,000?
Yeah, no, that's a fair amount.
And then when it's double the price for a new hero, a lot of people are like, yo, this shit ain't fair, bro. But I get it. There's a lot. Yeah, what's up?
How much does it cost for a hero, like with coins? Because I don't have that problem. They're all unlocked, so I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What the actual cost is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as partners, we got that shit unlocked already.
Yeah.
But with coins, I really don't know, man. Because I know if you just buy the full version of it, the Master Pass, you get everything. But I want to say, and I could be wrong on this, I want to say like it's somewhere between $5 to $10 to unlock a hero ahead of time. Which I mean, it sounds about right for games. You know what I mean? Like we spend way more just to unlock a couple characters.
Well, I mean, like, same time, I get it. They want some kind of like form of progression for these quote unquote later to be free to play players. You know, you're buying the game itself, you get all the base characters with it, but they need to monetize it to some degree so they can actually keep up some of the work and make skins and that whatnot. You know, so it's
like I'm definitely with it because I get the business side of it, but like ever since it got brought up to me, like I can't help but be like, because somebody said this strategy is pay to win. Like even if it's just for a week and then everybody else gets it, like for the fact that the season pass holders get it a week early, and then from there everybody else gets it a week after, but at 8,000. And if you want it for 4,000, you're gonna have to wait another 2 months. So like a lot, I get it from like an average player's mind that it can seem that way, but I mean, I just keep on thinking back. I'm like, like I played a shit ton of Rainbow Six Siege, and Rainbow Six Siege has it. If you own a more expensive version of the game, or if you have the pass, right, you get heroes a week early.
Yeah,
just straight up.
I mean, like I'm used to it at this point. So
like for real, like for me, it's just like, oh yeah, I've seen that in many games before.
Yeah,
but I feel like people are just getting like a little bit too emotional
soft
in this subject.
Just
mainly off of the fact that it's epic assets and they were free. You know what I mean? Like, and then people bring up that whole debate.
To make no money. Yeah.
I mean,
that just makes no sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird. Like, they're like, hey, the game's supposed to be free. We should unlock everything in game. And like, they honestly just only want to play, pay back with game time, which it's good. And that's why there are certain things that matter in there to pay back with the game time. But
what about all the time these developers have put into actually just making the game and making sure everything's working for us? I mean, like, I would expect them to want to be paid somewhat for it and to make new content down the road.
I mean, be real with you. I'd want to be paid.
Yeah, seriously. If I'm spending all that time on top of my job, dude, like, pay me. Like, please, at least something. Not just, expect everything handed to you free. So
now, speaking of the work that they're doing, kind of like a good segue here. How do you feel about Kalari being the next hero?
Kalari, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Kalari. I mean,
I hate it.
Her kit looks Kalari, bro. I can't really talk about the kit, can I? No.
No.
Yeah.
But no, man. Like, being an ADC main, I feel you, because it's just like Kalari's the bane of my assistance, bro. Fuck Kalari. Tell Kalari to stay on that side of the map. But
it's a bit strong, but I just expect other characters right now, like more the ones that seem like the community want, instead of just Kalari. I get it though.
See, I don't know why, but for all the characters, I wasn't expecting like specific role type of characters. I was expecting like hybrids, like throw Rampage, he can solo in jungle. Throw Phase, he can do mid and support. You know what I mean? Like I was expecting a shit ton of those, but when I saw Kalari, I was like,
it's just
why Kalari? Who are we trying to make happy? Who sent the devs 37 emails about not coming back until Kalari?
Release Kalari.
For real, like holy shit, what kind of movement fucking started?
I don't know, dude. I was hoping for at least like Richter or Rampage, one of those.
Richter would be a great one. Shout out to Pappy for screaming Richter for the past year. But I mean, but you got to think about it. Richter would be great in solo, jungle, support. Hell, you could probably build Richter mage and just play him mid.
Honestly,
get away with that shit.
He was one of the more satisfying heroes to actually play in this game.
Bro, for real, when you landed that hook, there was just no other fucking feeling. Like it's like
even Rampage with the Rock. Dude.
Yeah, with the Rock. Hell yeah. Now I will say, I definitely hope that when they throw Rampage in there, if he does have the Rock, because you know how they like to rework things. If I can't lob this Rock across the map and land it, I'm gonna be salty.
I
Because
just one of my biggest concerns is like it being like a 3 second stun level 1. You know.
well, have you noticed, like, and this, okay, this is a redundant question. I know you've noticed because you've been testing ever since the beginning with me. Like, why do you think that everything that involves a stun in this game, at least at first, and possibly to a degree now, is like the stun duration, the stun knockup? Like, it genuinely feels like you're almost like CC'd for fucking ever
CC
with one
forever, yeah.
ability. Like, why is it? Like, you remember when Bellica's knockup first came up? It was like
Yeah,
knockup, and then you're stuck on the floor for 2 seconds. It's like, why?
it's.
Like,
I think it's a lot of it like the knockups or like uh, I don't know what it is. I don't think anything needs to be longer than like 1.5 to 2 seconds.
I
That
think
in
2
itself is
seconds
already enough
max
time.
is already fucking
Well,
crazy.
yeah. Well, with the TTK in this game, the time to kill, it's already
It's
like you can
ridiculous.
burst somebody down real quick, and within those 2 seconds, like they're already dead. There's
For
nothing you can do.
real.
And then by the time, like say, if the enemy jungler is on their way, they're rotating to it. Belka lands a stun in mid, and then you get CC'd by say like the Chimera with his ult. It's just that's another
You
additional like what 1 to 2 seconds.
for
So
real,
4 seconds
you're
you're
stuck
stunned. Yeah.
there while still taking damage from the Bellica bomb, possible minions.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well, now
rough.
imagine like say if we get Richter, the Belka is in mid, you're going against her. She knocks you up. Richter comes from the jungle. He pulls you after, and then he ults you. That's like, how long is that gonna be for, man?
Well, it's like it's honestly like Steel. Like the same example. Bellica knockup. Steel comes in, stuns you, ults you, shield bashes you. By that
Yep.
time, if Bellica upgraded her knockup, she could possibly even have her knockup within a second or two. Again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a mixture of things. It's literally the whole formula that the CC duration on top of the cooldowns in this game, especially if you say you have like magician and one of the characters has an ult that stuns Richter or Chimera or Countess. Even Countess has a lock on.
Yeah.
lock on CC. So it's just I don't know.
So
CC is always going to be the tech in this game, the meta.
I mean, yeah, CC's always like a CC heavy team is usually going to have the advantage. But now I want to bring up something interesting that I had I had a conversation with somebody in the team, right?
Yep.
And they mentioned that a lot of the changes that they're making, and even though it might seem irregular for a lot of us, they mentioned a lot of the changes are because they are trying to, in a way, almost revolutionize third-person MOBA. Like whenever they're creating a third-person MOBA, they're not necessarily trying to, be the next Smite or be the next Paragon.
Yeah.
They want to push the boundaries that those games haven't and be known for the advances that has been made in third-person MOBA since they are at the forefront, right? Yes. So that statement was made. And then as well, there was another statement saying basically the vision and the future of Fault, like the vision that they have for it, as far as lore, as far as items, as far as everything. Like a lot of the changes might not make sense now, but by the end of the year, a lot of the changes will make sense.
Yeah.
And us as partners, we can't usually talk a lot about what we
can't really say anything.
Yeah. But whenever you keeping that in mind, the vision of the game, can you, from an outside perspective, you kind of inside perspective, but can you objectively look at the game and be like, hey, I see the direction that they're taking?
Not necessarily, no. All I see from say an outside perspective would be, hey, it's a Smite-like game that has aiming mechanics and verticality to it. I mean, that's really it. And cool graphics, sure. But
and now let's break it down even more.
Yeah.
Break it down even more. Let's say at 20 minutes, jump pads stop working. Now there's a movement speed boost.
Okay.
Can you, as one of the best players in Fault, can you tell everybody why that is?
Well, why why the jump pads are taking away after 20 minutes?
Well, and being replaced by movement speed out of tower.
Well, the jump pads get you there a lot faster, obviously, and the movement speed was actually reduced significantly, so you're not just zooming to right in the middle of the map. But
So it was adjusted, but why put the movement speed in there?
it's so hard to like
See, and that's
figure
where
out.
I'm getting
Yeah,
at. Like we're
it's I
one
just
of the
don't
best
understand it
players in the
entirely.
game. That's what I'm saying. We're some of the best players in the game. We're
Yeah.
partners, but whenever it comes down to it, like as a MOBA player, like I'll tell you, I can't necessarily think of an exact reason like it makes sense because of
I got stumped
this.
by that question. Yeah, I just got stumped by that question. I'm trying to think of like a legitimate reason. Like I understand it. You want to like get back to the fight real quick, let alone with the respawn timers being insanely short right now. It just doesn't add up to me. You know,
See,
it's like you push an objective, you kill somebody, but by the time you're finished taking that objective, or like not even finished taking that objective, they're already back up. You know,
yep.
and they're sprinting back down to like say that
So they
T2.
can get to the objective even faster.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
the reason why, because real shit, it was a trick question because I don't even know the fucking answer. But
Yeah, dude.
like the reason I was trying to stump you is because imagine if that's how we feel. Now imagine somebody that's never made it in a MOBA pass over.
Oof.
You get me?
They're not gonna know what to do, dude. Yeah,
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like
how to react to it. Yeah,
the average person in this community is learning. The average
yeah,
person in this community doesn't understand sometimes the intricacy of why some changes are made. But if top players can't understand it either, then we just can't help but sit here and be like, I wonder why they did that. I mean, I don't get
yeah.
it, but whatever.
Well, it's
We'll
like now
flow
there's
with it,
almost no advantage of taking like a T2. You get jump pads taken away. Sure,
bro.
if you do it in under 20 minutes, but that's very rare now.
For real, like honestly, even if you
Yeah,
take it, honestly, I'm like, it's not even worth pushing for this T2 right now. I could take this
yeah.
T2, but they're gonna get movement speed in 2 minutes. I'm just gonna go
And you're like,
back and
why?
yeah, I'm just gonna clear the jungle camp and come back later.
Yeah,
Like
dude. Seriously.
so, and this is one of those changes that is more along with the vision of the game and how they want the game to be. Because I know there's going to be things that we don't necessarily agree with or things that might seem random. I'll give you a few examples. Let's say like in League of Legends, they have their drakes, right?
Yep.
And then you got all the different drakes, the different effects they did use. Somebody might be like, well, those drakes are fucking stupid. Why are there so many variants? Why am I supposed to learn all this? I don't understand
Yep.
why they start stacking up and applying different effects. Why don't they just make it simple? You get me?
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's something that League of Legends is known for.
Yep.
You follow what I'm saying there, kind of?
Yes.
So maybe
Yeah.
maybe they're trying to implement certain mechanics that might not make sense for a traditional MOBA, but it might be a Fault unique thing and be like, hey, when you play Fault, after 20 minutes, this is what happens. That's a thing of the game.
Right now, from what I see, is a lot of it like looks like the end result is looking for a brawler based off everything that's been given to us like right now. You know what I mean?
Like game style, you
Like it's
mean?
all
Or
yeah. It's all just in your face. Get back to lane real quick and then bash it out again. Try to push objective fast as you can within like 20, 30 seconds before they're up again. It's just you're
are you
always
get
fighting now.
so since you're mentioning that actually, because somebody today was talking about I think I was talking with Meeks actually. Somebody today was actually mentioning that with the current changes and the death timers, and even though they did adjust them, which by the way I have a gripe about because they adjusted the death timers and they said after 35 minutes the death timer has been increased.
Mm-hmm.
To
35
what?
minutes though. Like
No, I mean yeah, 35 minutes, but even
yeah.
then, to what? Did you put a multiplier on it? Did you just increase the second cap? They say nothing in these patch notes.
They literally still feel super short. Even like I've been getting so many games that are going on like 50 to 60 minutes long now, man, after this changes.
Oh,
So
I had an hour and a half match yesterday where
I believe it.
like it was fucking bonkers.
Yeah,
Like
me
we
not wanna
couldn't
play.
end it. It's same.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I forced myself to play another 4 games after that match because imagine this: an hour and a half in, we got a team wipe in front of our inhib. So we're like, this is it. Game over. We're legit shoving this lane. We're killing. Bro, they were at the inhib before we got there. Their last minion wave was like in front of the inhib, like in that little area between T2 and inhib, and they were literally standing in the inhib we were like, we literally just wiped minions, and now we're just staring off in a 5v5 again. I was like,
It's ridiculous.
holy
They
shit.
they need to up it a little bit more, or I don't know, man. They just need to do something with it, because right now it's like just way too impossible to take an objective. Not technically impossible, but the games are super dragged out. Wasn't the base time initially when they talked about this, was the average time that they're looking for was probably between 30 to 40 minutes, I think.
For matches?
Like way back.
Yeah, right about there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty average for a
And
MOBA if you're looking for that.
right now, though, yeah, right now a lot of these matches are going to like double that. So
You
I
know
just
what?
don't see the direction of it.
You know what I think is an issue, and you've probably noticed this with a lot of patch updates. Since we're talking about this one too, have you ever noticed that whenever they're looking to fix an issue, I can't help but point out that different things get changed at the same time.
Yeah.
Like if they're like, hey, we're trying to adjust respawn timers, so in the same patch, we're adjusting respawn timers and we're giving you a movement speed out of base at 20
Yeah,
seconds.
it's
Like, why don't you just do one out of two, see how that goes, and then you know what, that might still be a good idea. You know what I mean? Because now they're trying to balance the respawn timers and the movement speed, and it's like so much to work with. Like, yo, I literally put all these ingredients into the cake, and now I'm like, who the, I don't know.
Once, fam.
Yeah, I'm like, I like it tastes weird, but was it the sugar? Was it? Oh fuck, I don't know what. Oh my god. Okay, let's just change a little bit of this. Let's see how that goes. Add some more milk, maybe. I don't. Like, you get me?
Let me spend another week adjusting it, yeah, and then see what you guys think. We'll just mix something in there too.
I definitely feel like they're making their lives a little bit harder doing that. Like,
some of the changes just actually, when you look at them on paper, they make no sense. Like the speed buff before was whatever percent, where you like, did they even test it? Like from what I saw, from like the testing beforehand was almost like before like this whole Kalari update and everything was almost like non-existent. You saw like there was almost no test going on, and then they just come out with this patch and like you're literally Sonic, dude. Like you spawn, you're already in mid.
I actually had this conversation too.
Okay?
I had this conversation when I talked to the team, and so hear this. I found out that there are several stages of testing that we are not involved in. Developers test first, then mods get invited in there to test, etc. And top players get to test, and then it gets released to community, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I think is honestly hurting them is the fact that whenever they get, let's call it a development, right? Whenever they're like, hey, new characters ready, new items are ready, they get excited, and they're like, hey, we want to show people what we did. We want them to have it ASAP, which is part of the reason why the patch notes come 1 hour before the patch itself. Like, because quite frankly, they weren't even planning on, hey, Tuesday's when we release the patch. It's like, hey, you know what? We got this shit done. Let's test it real quick. We might spend maybe a day testing, so a couple quick test matches, stuff like that. Yeah. And then from there, it goes on forward and it gets released. So
it's not really enough time to really, make sure that everything's at least like up to MOBA standards or anything.
And it puts them in a weird spot. And it also, I feel like it puts us in a weird spot. Like, I literally had today a conversation. Somebody came up into my stream and they were like, did you guys not test this movement or minion patch before it came out? And I'm like, I mean, we did. Like, like the movement one, I didn't personally get to test it. And I explained to a viewer, like, essentially the way it works is there's a lot of testers and they're not even really accepting more testers because there's quite a bit of us. And all very well experienced. Yeah, then we're all very well experienced, very good players, etc. And essentially what happens is like a roll call happens. And it's like, hey, we're going to test something. We need testers. And just whoever happens to be on at that point will coordinate and be like, yo, I can be on in 5 minutes, this and that. And as soon as they can get enough people for a match, they'll test. They'll spend hours testing and stuff like that.
They've been pretty good about it lately, honestly.
Yeah, like they've gotten a lot better, especially compared to how it used to be. They've gotten a million times better. Yeah. But I mean, that's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
And same, but that's mainly based off of my schedule. You feel me? Like a lot of the testing honestly happens at night. Like right about the time that we're talking right now, which is like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern, something like that. That's usually
I've
when
had a lot of
testing
stuff going
happens.
on with that as well. Yeah, it's like 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Now, right, like, do you think that more time should be spent testing in general as far as video game development before anything gets released at the expense of having something possibly be late or delayed? Because there's a
I think there
caveat,
needs to be a happy medium.
and that's what I'm saying. There's a caveat, and we got to be real because it's a business, right?
Yeah.
We can't necessarily just be like, hey, like this should be thoroughly tested, 0 bugs. I'm like, yeah, but realistically, in a game, you might be testing something for a month and still find bugs. You get me?
I think, like I said, there needs to be a happy medium. I think there needs to be at least like
Like a set standard.
weekly to bi-weekly patches, even if they're small. Even if they're small, like hot fixes, stuff like that, item changes, etc., like balance passes, when people know something is clearly broken or like super OP, and that's literally cut and dry the meta. You have to play this character to win. Like, for example, say if like a stun is 2 seconds at level 1 and the cooldown's like 6 seconds, that can't be going on for 2 weeks, dude. That can't be going on for 3 weeks, even like a full week. You know, if something's like clearly broken,
Right, even just a few days.
that needs to be changed. Even if it's the patch for one simple fix, dude, that needs to be taken care of right away.
Which I
You
will
know,
say, you
there
remember
was
when Quang was like hella broken? They did release a
and
hot
that
fix
lasted
to
for how
fix
long?
him.
Yeah,
But again, yeah, like you said, literally for like, what is it? I think it was like 5-6 days. Quang just ran around being fucking the 1-800 Murdock of fault. This man would just
that
delete
happened
you.
with like Boris too, right? At one point, and he
I
was
mean,
just
yeah.
straight up like, yeah, you could just run in at level 1 and swipe people and they were dead. And that wasn't changed for a while either.
So then let me ask you this, because this is a good segue too. Like, as far as priorities, because one thing that I've noticed, especially from a small team, right? Like, if you and I, like, I'm gonna make this as simple of an example as possible. If you and I are building a Project Volcano for science class together, and I say, Jake, you're in charge of the fucking Play-Doh, bro. You make the design. I'm gonna work on the internals. We got this. I was like, all right, bet, whatever. All right, bet. But then halfway through, I'm like, hey, Jake, by the way, I also need you to put some of that grass around because we kind of got like some of this empty spot. And you're like, okay, bet, I got you. So then you can't do 2 things at once. Feel me?
Yeah.
So now, okay, I'm gonna do this. Jake, bro, I totally forgot. It's gonna look a million times better with rocks. And I just remembered one of the chemicals is at Walmart, so I actually got to go get it. And fuck, they're out of stock, so I ordered it. It'll be here in 2 days.
Yeah.
And you see how things can start adding and implicating, and then out of nowhere, it's like, puta, bro, I got so much on my hands. I'm trying to balance all this at once, and then you can go from there. And it can easily get out of control and cause delays. And now, if our science project just got delayed, next thing you know, the assignment that was due 2 days later, fuck, now we only got 1 day to do this assignment. Now that shit's gonna be late.
Deadline's coming up.
Exactly. Like you get what the example I'm trying to say there? Now,
I do.
I don't like, and it's probably more of a monetization aspect, or because we all know that the Strange Matter Studios is a very tight knit team. They don't allow just anybody access, right? And even people with access like us, it's still limited access. They play their cards really, really close. You feel me?
Yep.
So, like, don't you think that if there's a project that's just becoming overwhelming, wouldn't it be easier to just tell somebody else, hey, you know, just to name people, hey, Natty, can you get the rocks? Hey, Meeks, can you do me a favor and get that chemical from Walmart while we work on this? Wouldn't just more hands on deck provide a smoother result?
100%. There's no question about it. I mean,
so then if there's like, and I mean, this might be something that they're doing behind the scenes. We honestly don't know, because again, they play their cards close to their chest. They could be hiring new people. They could be, you know, in the process of interviewing people right now. Who fucking knows? But we get announced every single time somebody joins a team, right? Like they teamed up with that one company to do audio and stuff like that, which is all like mad cool. Like it's awesome. But I don't necessarily see that the team has grown. I'm seeing
No,
more
I haven't seen
of
anything lately.
yeah, like I'm seeing more of we're outsourcing for work, which is fine.
Yeah,
That
I
just
mean,
that takes dollars, but it's perfectly
yeah,
fine. Because the benefit of having somebody join the team is that you could arguably offer them a percentage or a share in order for their
yeah,
work, which quite frankly gets somebody to work harder because it's like, hey, like we're not giving you any solid amount right now. You get a percentage of this, whatever our monthly sales are. Bam, you get me? You
yeah,
want to make more money? Make the game better. Which it makes people work harder that way. But
yeah. No, without a doubt.
but then I'm like, I just can't help thinking from a business standpoint. If there's deadlines that aren't being met, if there's delays,
Nonstop. Yeah, constantly.
like
Like, how long ago was the HUD promise? Like, they want that to be like what, their first big patch or something, right? And then it was delayed for God knows how long now.
have you been to the Trello?
Not in the
When's that?
longest time.
That's
Let
what I'm
me pull it
saying.
up.
Like I remember having the Trello when we first started, and I got the link over here. Let me know if you need me to send it to you.
I think I got it. I got it.
All right. But if you notice on here, you see on here in quarter 3,
Yep.
what like read off that
Hey, what?
quarter 3 for everybody. Like the entire list of quarter 3
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of
Learn
2020.
page and main menu.
Pause.
Okay.
Is that in there?
I mean, they got that tutorial that plays nonstop if you double click. That's all over the place,
No,
man.
no,
But
no, no.
that's
That's something in
learn
quarter
page.
4. Look at quarter 4, number 2.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Tutorial
Video. So
video
yeah,
placeholder.
I was
So that's
considering
something
that the learn
completely
page. I guess
different.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt for that one. All right.
Quarter 3, learn page and menu, not done.
No, you don't have that at all.
All right. Season pass heroes, delayed. We'll see if this month they're not delayed, but all I know is we're 2 weeks into the month and we just have
Yeah.
one hero announcement. Like, you get me?
Yep. Yep.
Which I don't know about you, but like instead of saying that the hero is going to be for October, I
Yeah.
kind of would rather if they're gonna plan on releasing it towards the end of October, just quite frankly come out and be like, hey, heroes are coming November 1st.
Yeah.
Because
Just give
like,
a date.
yeah, but like if I get they're on a time crunch and everything, but like for me, if the hero gets released, let's say for example, October 29th, that's not an October hero, that's 2 days. You feel me? That's 2.5 days. Literally, that's a
Yeah, dude.
November hero. If
Yeah.
most of my gameplay time is in November, that's a November hero.
Yeah. Of course.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even though like the community is upset about delays, I suggest, because it doesn't necessarily mean they'll listen to us, but I highly suggest it's a lot better to give a deadline that gives you space and deliver early, and then you're known as the great savior, as opposed to giving a deadline on a crunch and
Just
delivering
a
1 day late.
a random deadline, and then be like, oh, hey, I can't make it, by the way.
Because think about it.
know,
Like, let's say I'm going to design you a new stream, Jake. We're going to go through. I'm going to give you new art, new design. We're going to, set up your cam. You're going to be looking Gucci. And I say, bro, by November 15th, I'll be done. And then on November
you get to me
9th.
November 17th.
Yeah. No, and then on November 9th, I show up with everything done. You're going to be like, oh, shit. He actually got to work fast. Like, he got it to me faster than he delivered.
I'm actually going to trust your word and everything.
Right. And if anything, he's like, yo, go to him because he always gets his shit done early.
Yeah. But
or
instead, now I see an announcement. This is coming X date, and I don't believe it, man.
Exactly. Or are we going to be known for the bad business of, you know what? I know I told you the 15th. Some shit happens. Some shit always happens. So it's probably going to be the 17th or something. We'll be in check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
they'll give an ETA in the next one, but it might be delayed again 1 or 2 more times before it comes out.
It's just a smart business practice to leave yourself some wiggle room in case shit goes bad. You feel me?
Yep.
Like essentially, like I would tell them, at least for future references, because they already have set dates for hero releases and such.
Yeah.
I would at least suggest when the game is at full release, give yourselves legit an entire month of extra time.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was gonna say. At least like half a month to a full month.
Yeah, and then that entire month, think of it like this. If something gets delayed, you're good. But regardless of what happens, you still have 1 entire week minimum of constant testing behind the scenes before something gets released.
Yeah.
You get that?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
just like you said,
like it
good
makes
business practice,
sense. It makes sense. You feel me? Like,
players will believe you.
and it's weird, but it's not just going to be beneficial for them, but for the community. If they say something and then exceed expectations,
Yeah,
they're going to be praised.
they're also going to retain a player base more so than
Exactly.
they are right
That's
now.
true.
So
That's true, because a lot of people lose trust whenever deadlines
Yep.
are pushed back and shit gets canceled, etc., or shit gets moved
they're just
back,
gonna give
whatnot.
up on it, be like, hey, nothing's changing. I don't know. This will probably happen again down the road that they're gonna make an announcement for something doesn't come for X amount of time, and then they just lose all trust in the game and the developers and everything. So they just dip the game, dude. They're not having fun anymore. What's the point of sticking around?
And let me, because I definitely want to continue with this Trello. Actually, now that we're on the subject, so what's the next one on the Trello after season pass heroes?
Finish level art,
which they attained Q4.
Yeah,
but they attained it. Bet. So now let's move on forward here. What's the next one?
New HUD. That ain't there. New art, sure. And then they changed item names for whatever reason. It took me like maybe a week to figure out exactly what I was looking for and learn the names all over again.
Right, I know. But, and I did ask about this, the name changes are not only to match the art a little bit better, but also because they fit the future and the plan that they have for the game.
Okay.
So, like, for example,
that makes sense, but we don't see that. But
well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I had to ask directly to get that answer.
Yeah.
When a simple announcement would have sufficed.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a very vague answer at the same time, though.
But I've noticed they actually do that a lot. Like, like they give an answer, but they, you know, like I'm not trying to go too ham on them, but
no, of course.
Like it feels like, you ever had it where somebody tells you and you're like, I know you're not lying, but I know you're not telling me everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, they're holding their cards to their chest.
Yeah. It's like,
what's going on here, man?
It's like, Jake, I am gonna help you. I'm just busy. It's like, doing what? I'm busy. I will be there. And it's like, bro, what the fuck are you like? What's going on? Like,
how long are you gonna be?
Like, I want them to be. Here's the thing. A lot of people are asking for openness, and I don't think openness is the right term. I think what they need to be is concise. Like, they don't just need to give out a piece of information. They need to make sure that if the information is given, that it's clear. Like, I should never, ever have to read a patch and have a question.
Yeah. Especially numerous questions in one patch.
Yeah. Like, for example, Bloodlust Saber, which used to be K-Castle.
Yep.
Jake, tell me, why did the speed of the dash itself, not the distance, how fast you get from point A to point B, why did that get changed by like 10%, I think it was, or something?
No idea. I don't see the reasoning behind it. And I literally questioned that immediately. It's just like, that's our only like getaway card on ADC, really. So
basically, and it's not even the distance; it's the same distance, but now you get there a little bit slower. It's like
slower, dude. Makes it easier to get CC'd.
Right? Like, are you want me to get thunked in the meantime? Like, if it were a blink, what are you gonna do? Let me take 2 seconds to blink there? Like that's what I'm saying.
Blink is literally just
blink at the blink. That's what I'm saying. It's still slower than a blink.
Oh my god! What are we gonna change the blink to where you can actually see him like traveling that distance?
Right.
And the team, like, say Gideon portal. Yeah.
But again, and then take that example.
Yeah.
And now, why am I asking myself this? Yeah, you told me there was an item change. Why? Why did you change that item?
Write down the answer. Why we changed this? Just that's it.
Dash speed changed from 2200 to 1800 due to blank.
Yes, exactly.
Bam. That's it. Next.
Right there, I don't see any reason whatsoever.
Like, I'm just like
in my own head, I don't see a reason, but from them as well, I just don't see a reason.
And I think that's a great example of
Yep.
everything put together. And we're going to talk about the devlog here in a second. But I think that's a great example of their error in communication, because they give out information, but the community oftentimes feels that that information is not the information that they want. When quite frankly, if you change the perspective, if you change a few words, that's the information the community wants, but they don't understand it. And if they
Yeah.
can't properly understand it, why are you even telling that to them?
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't create more questions. Don't create more obstacles. Don't create a harder time for you as a business. You're trying to alleviate this PR nightmare, not make it more
Yeah.
confusing.
Yep. And then they're gonna want to write another blog, like if they do feel that stressed out about it, about why these changes occurred. Like you said, just creates more work and community and uproar for whatever reason that they make.
So the reason why I want to talk about this dev blog, now that we're kind of talking about it,
Yeah.
is this is arguably their best, and I actually mean this, their best communication they've done. Pull it up, dev blog entry number 2 by Jetser.
Okay.
It's Jester. I don't know why I said Jetser. Sorry,
I do the
Jester.
same thing. Jester. All right.
So I find it interesting. Can you read like just the first sentence out loud, if you could?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. In this dev blog entry, we want to discuss player toxicity and our reporting penalty system, along with a new feature we have added to help battle negativity in game.
Straight to the point, like it so
Yep.
far. Now they go on forward. They're talking about the banning system, right?
Yeah.
And they, in layman's terms, which I love this, not in like fancy jargon, not in like, certain terminology that people will be like, I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
which I'll mention that to you in a second. But, and
Yeah.
you actually already know this. When you go into the hero characters and you read a description for an ability, aren't you just like, my ability does what? Hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta fucking reread this. Okay, so it converts this into that, but
And then that into this.
it's a
just like,
fucking lob. Jesus Christ, it's a lob that displaces.
Yeah.
Why is there a fucking paragraph?
Dude, that's how it was for Boris, and it might still actually be. I don't play him, but
Yeah,
his
like,
ability descriptions
it's
were just holy shit, dude. They don't like have the descriptions in the menu, so when you go in the game, you're spending like 2 minutes reading his fucking abilities.
now
know?
I love that it's in layman's terms for people to understand, but it's simply the last sentence here sums it up. It says, we have always had a system in place for this, which is a reporting system. But after watching the community, we felt we needed to improve on it and have refined our system specifically to suit our needs and the communities. And then they show a picture. Do you see that picture there? And I'll put it up on the screen for people watching. That picture shows the player name, the email, the account level, the, report evidence, how many times have been reported, whether it got archived, like kept permanently in the record, or whether it was dismissed, whether they issued a chat restriction, whether they issued a suspension, and why. Like, that's great. And when we see that as players and we're like, hey, that's what they see, I honestly, by seeing that, I feel a lot more hopeful that actual proper bans and suspensions and chat restriction will be issued just by seeing that.
I hear they're pretty good on it too, from what I've talked to from a few mods. So I mean, they definitely pay attention to it.
They've been decent at it for sure. But what I'm trying to get at is when they provide a simple sentence that's understandable and then they show, it's a million times better. One of the feedback that I told them in that chat that we had was, you guys make a lot of announcements, but you guys rarely say it. And I was like, how much more impactful it would be if just one of you guys came on in a quick 1-minute video explaining why we're making this change. And, and it doesn't have to be the entire, fucking patch notes update. I'm not saying do a patch review. I'm saying like, hey, we're upgrading our system as to, bans and stuff like that. Why? And a quick explanation video, put it on their YouTube. And there's 2 keys as to why they should do that. 1, they post everything, and I mean everything on their Discord right now.
Yeah, of course.
What happens if you don't follow their Discord?
You have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Right?
Not everybody uses Discord. There's been so many players like in the game that I've encountered that
And
just
a
simply
lot of
don't
people just
use it.
aren't in that Discord.
Yeah.
They got their own Discord with their buddies and shit. But then not just
They
that.
don't want. Yeah.
Like, let's not even say not just that. Let's say they do use Discord, right?
Yep.
How many notifications do you have on Discord daily, Jake?
Way too many, man. I have literally 100 Discords, which I should probably clean up, by the way. But
Bro, I feel you. I got a shit ton.
If I see a +1, if I see a +1, 99% of the time I'm ignoring it. You know, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that has so many damn Discords. You know. I just don't want all that on my screen, and I'll mark it as red, and sometimes just go about my day, you know?
So I told them one of the main reasons why you should make, for major changes, not everything, but for major changes, why you should make a small YouTube video about it. Two things. One, if you get views on YouTube after a certain point and after certain subscriptions, you make money. That's revenue for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Two, YouTube brings the content to the viewer.
Yeah.
You're expecting the viewer to come to your content. And then your answer is, well, we have that information available, but that doesn't mean they know it fucking exists.
I mean, like, what if they also just did like a basic Twitch stream of the upcoming patch notes and then do a Q&A after the people in the chat? I mean, that alone is all more content to understand the patch notes at hand, you know?
The last time that was done was during the alpha.
Yeah.
And that was good. You remember that? But we would all wait behind the scenes because we're like, hey, we know at the end of this, we're going to have to show some gameplay. So all the testers are ready. And
yeah, dude.
And after like an hour basically of of answering questions and shit, we would show gameplay and we'd all be playing together. You know, it was custom matches, etc. But it could still easily be done. Easily.
Dude, a Q&A like every bi-weekly is huge. And I really encourage them to do that, honestly.
It'll be great for connection.
Yeah.
And I actually talked to Ryan about this, the community manager, and he told me that he was down to do it because you remember he did a few of them along with OmniNot.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
You remember?
Yeah,
like he did a few of them, and it was one of those things that it's just like, why did you guys stop?
Yeah, what's the explanation? It
and
makes no
you
sense.
know,
I mean,
like
it's working really well for them.
Well, and again, they all wear many hats. They all get very busy. They got all those things to juggle, and it's the same exact thing as saying, well, where's that Project Volcano that you were supposed to do?
Well, why don't they just, like you said, get someone who is strictly focused on doing that task? And that's it. That's the only task that they have to do, a bi-weekly stream.
Like, again, bro, that part literally just comes down to making it happen.
Yeah.
Because real shit, Jake, if they hit you up right now and said, Jake, for 1 hour, 1 week, could you literally just go live on our channel, promote your own channel at the end, and answer community questions?
Nah, man, I'm too busy.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's the attitude that's happening. Yeah.
like it's like, why not? Like, they got people with good setups. Yo, like, I'll be real with you. Like, for example, I know Sylphan's a super busy man, and he might not be able to do it. Yeah. But if they get Mr. Sexy Voice himself to do that shit, people would love it. You get me? Mr. like super deep voice and shit. Or even if it's just Ryan doing it, or even if you know, another developer comes on,
dude, out of the community to do it.
Yeah, like
one person. That's all they have to do. They don't have to do anything else. You know, don't fuck up their day. Find a time that works for them. If they want to do it, promote their game. Help the community. That's it.
And they don't have to pay the individual anything.
No,
they don't have to do anything. You know how easy it is to but that's what I'm saying. You know how easy it is to get a content creator to literally just come on and be like, hey, I am here to help be the voice for you guys. And follow my Twitch at the end. But
tell dude, I'll fucking do it for like 1 hour bi-weekly.
That's what I'm saying. Every fucking partner would volunteer.
Oh, of course, dude. But why haven't they asked? That's like the question at hand.
See, and this is something that I talked about in one of the previous episodes with with another buddy Mac, from EU.
Mhm.
I honestly, and I don't know if this is a fact. This is pure speculation on my side. I like from the decisions that I've seen made about the game. I'm not sure that there at least has been in the past. I don't know if there is now a person with a strict business and marketing perspective. Because here's the thing, you can know, like we both know there's people that worked in there that know marketing.
Yeah.
Right? But that doesn't mean they have access to change things.
Yeah.
Like one example I'll give you. You're still on the website, right?
Yeah.
Hit the home button.
Okay. All
right. So from a business standpoint, I want to get people to try this game. I want to get them excited, right? Are you full screen or half screen, by the way?
I'm full screen.
Okay. So we want to get people to try this game. We want to get them excited, right? Without scrolling anywhere, what excites you about the first thing you see here?
Nothing. I see characters that look cool. Maybe that's it. But past that, nothing.
Right? And then, because here's the thing. Like Alaya did a great fucking job in this website. Yeah. Everything works flawlessly. The integration, it's fucking amazing. But
what I would like to see.
But she was told what to put in what areas. You get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Alaya is a website designer. Yeah. She isn't necessarily going to be like she can bring up suggestions and everything, but at the end of the day, if somebody tells her, "Hey, we want it this way," right? You're the boss.
That it just doesn't make sense. I mean,
but that decision has to come from somebody that has marketing and business experience. Like, do you want to tell me why is the first half of the page a banner and I see the logo twice?
Yeah, makes no sense, man.
Like, I see purchase now, create an account. Cool. Okay. So patch notes, announcements, watch our trailer.
Top left, fault in the middle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You see it twice.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. All right. Now, the second half is kind of cool. You see the characters and you get to click on them and stuff. Now, go to game and then click on EA.
Game, EA. Okay.
Now, imagine if this was their front page.
No.
Well,
I wouldn't want to see this on the front, but
but that's what I'm saying. Like the entire website has a grayscale to it almost, with a few colors popping here and there. But why is there white letters over gray? And I just honestly feel like there's a lot of things that they could be optimizing. There's a lot of things like the reason why I like this early access information is they say right here, early access will be public launch of Fault beyond a few large-scale alphas we have held in the past. Early access release will help Fault evolve into what we strive for it to be, an original third-person MOBA built on the bones of a game we all held dear, where the community voices are heard. Great first paragraph. And then following after, what do you see? Ways to buy in and what you get for it. Awesome. What do you see after that? The season pass. Cool. What do you see next? Early access questions. Like already, I feel like this is a better homepage than the homepage.
Yeah. No, it's definitely better. But I don't know if the main thing I would want to see when I'm first checking out a game is you only get X amount of heroes, or this pack costs $60 compared to that one. You know what I mean? It's just kind of throws me off right in the beginning.
And now us as content creators, we know, we're almost forced to know a little bit about marketing, right? Because if not, your content will never get fucking seen, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
So one of the first things that you gotta that we think about is, well, why are people gonna want to like my channel?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I don't want to see that, because I want a reason as to why I would like this game, not purchase now, create account, and then a few heroes at the bottom. I don't want to see pricing. I don't want to see anything. I want one solid reason that will grasp me this game.
I let me give you an example here. I'm gonna send you a link real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a link. This is gonna come from my alt account, by the way. So don't get don't be afraid. Yeah, don't be afraid whenever out of nowhere it's like, who the fuck is the fake Windu? So click on this link. This is a game, you know, and we're not even gonna mention this game. This is a game that is literally going on.
I know what this is.
Yeah, same. But this is a game that's going on alpha soon.
Yeah.
Just tell me, without scrolling, can you see what the game is about? Can you see how to sign up? And can you see something that draws your attention?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, yeah, it gives the perspective of what the game is, and then there's something going on in the back. So yes, you can to a degree.
Now, can you put this website, this homepage, and the Fault homepage side by side just to kind of give a comparison there?
Yeah, do that.
Like half and half?
Yep. Okay.
Now tell me, out of those two, which game do you want to sign up for?
Left, which is the one you're talking about before.
The new one.
Faults on the right. Faults on the right. Yep. So the new one.
And it's simple. It's legit simple.
Showing gameplay. This is exactly what I was thinking that I would want to see on the Fault one. I want to see like gameplay going in the back.
It's very simple.
Like,
even the tutorial video playing automatically, muted, or even with voice, an autoplay, just something to draw somebody in.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same equivalent as walking into a stream and seeing only a chair. It's like, why am I going to stay here?
Why do I want to check out the announcements for a game I have no idea about? You know, let me actually see the game first. Not patch notes, Shadowfest 2020, watch our trailer. Yeah, watch our trailer is good, but play it in the back.
Bro, that's if you're on their website. Let me direct you.
Yeah.
Open up your Steam. Go into Fault.
Okay. Yep.
Just make sure, left click it and then go to store page and put that full screen.
Okay.
Now, you see trailers, you see the game. Yep. This is exciting. This makes you want to download the game, right?
Of course. Yeah.
This is a very, very good page. And this is the last example that you see of this type of marketing. You follow? You get what I'm saying there?
Yes, yeah.
And my question is, why? Like that launch trailer video on their website would be dope, right?
It would. So why isn't it being used? You know? But it's almost like at this point they have to be forced into a format, which they are, from Steam. Why would they think anything like different would work better?
Well, and let's say they are being forced into a format. Why do you think Steam would force a format?
Because it's a format that literally shoves. Like, they have to have a video.
It works
on every game. Yeah,
it works. It leads to money. That's why Steam is like, yo, do that shit.
They do it with every single game.
Do that shit, and we'll both make money. I got you. That's how Steam works. You make money, we make money. We got you. But again, that decision was made by somebody that has a little bit more experience, or at least in this case for Steam, quite a bit more experience, and there's a formula, and you keep to it.
Yeah.
But like let's be honest. Like let's say you and I are content creators. We can create content. We can entertain people. That doesn't mean I'm gonna know how to fly a plane.
Of course, no.
And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take a whack at it to save some money, or am I gonna bring somebody in with the expertise and help me and just do it?
Bring someone in. Yep.
You get me?
I mean, I've gotten help over the years to like learn some of the ins and outs. Like I don't do any of the YouTube or anything, which I should, but I just stream when I stream, and that's really it. But I've learned a lot just doing that in itself.
It's nature. But notice what you just said. Learning as time goes on, slowly but surely, you figured it out, and it took you over the years. And even reaching out to people, it took over the years. Essentially, it takes time. It takes time, and time is not Strange Matter Studios' best friend. Not right now.
No, you can't. Not in an early access game.
Like, if they would have said early access for a year, and then a year from now, we plan on full release.
Yeah.
Everybody right now would be like, you know what? We might not like what they're doing, or we might not agree with some changes. But, bruh, it's only been 3 months. We still got a whole year.
Yeah.
But it's very different when you say first quarter full release, and first quarter is 2.5 months away.
I like dates. I don't like being told like this is gonna happen quarter one, quarter two, quarter. It could be like any month within all that.
For real, like it could literally be March and March 30th, and then they decide to release.
Yeah, the very last day of a quarter.
But I mean, honestly, like, yes, I hate. I know I sound like a broken record, but even if they have all that time, bro, like early access, early summer.
Yep.
Released July 15th on the second half of summer almost ending. You get me?
Yeah.
UI released, UI announced quarter 3 coming soon. We're now quarter 4, still not here.
Nothing yet. Nope.
And I don't know where the disconnect is at. They know. They know.
I'm sure they know.
They know.
They know exactly what they're doing. But in the sense of like things are way behind schedule.
Yeah, but what are they doing to fix it that doesn't put more workload on them? Or what can they do? Because all they've done so far to fix it is to give more content, which puts more workload on them.
Yeah. And that's the golden question, though. What are they doing to fix it? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, what's that?
Oh, no, go ahead. What were you saying?
Don't get me wrong. Like, I love all the guys that are making the game. Like, they're great people. And, like, I'm not BMing or anything. I'm just saying, like, what I see. That's it. That's simply it. And what could be improved.
Mm-hmm. And this is one of the reasons why, like, I had this format of videos, right? Because it can easily, and I mean easily, not saying that they see it in any negative way or whatever, but whenever somebody comes into your channel complaining about something on your stream, like, yo, I don't like your webcam placement.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, sorry, like, I'll see what I can do, but I'm sorry,
I'm not gonna like, I mean, if I have a lot of feedback, then sure, maybe I'll change it, look for a different like position that I like, but
and that's essentially what they're doing. They're going based off of majority feedback, right? Which as they should. But one of the reasons why I want to hold these chats and these videos is because, believe it or not, like, we might not realize it, but like, our feedback carries a lot more weight than the average person. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you and I come together and say, hey, this needs address, now they're gonna be like, hold on, Windu and Jake said that? Hold on, let's take a step back. Let's see what's going on. You feel me? And that's a huge purpose of these videos.
Yeah. And if a lot more people actually start to do that as well, some of the bigger figures in the community, then without a doubt.
And I mean, quite frankly, and this is going to be, I mean, shit, this is going to be like almost a stab at partners, right? Like, shout out to all the partners out there. But would you agree or disagree with me when I say the statement, partners are not as involved with the game as they should be?
No, they aren't. Not one bit. Sure, like, you get access to a certain channel and shit, and, they call out your names and whatnot. Give you shout outs, but they definitely should have more of an impact towards the game itself, and the community, which...
That's what I was about to say. I mean, but here's the thing. A lot of the partners right now in Fault are genuinely, hey, make us look good while you play.
Yeah.
They're like the Queen of England. Like, you feel me? They're not like, a lot of the partners are not heavily involved in development. Not all. Again, not all, because we both know partners that are like give heavy feedback. Yeah. But a lot of the partners aren't necessarily involved in heavy feedback. A lot of the partners don't necessarily try and make an impact. A lot of the partners, honestly, are
just there.
are just another player with a better platform to advertise.
Yeah.
That benefits
And
both.
a lot of them don't even play anymore, from what I've seen. A few
That's
of them,
true.
at least, I should say. Yeah.
That's true. And I mean, that's a trend that's kind of happening overall. But one of the things that I talked about in a few videos ago on my YouTube was how do you expect to get players back if content creators aren't coming back?
I have no idea how to answer that one.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's a heavy question. Like, how do you expect viewers and players to come back when on the weekend of release you had over 100 different people streaming Vault?
Yeah.
Now on a good day you might get 15.
Yeah.
If the content creators aren't showing how much they love the game to the community, do you expect the community to love it too?
Yeah.
A good way, and a good way to get content creators involved is by getting them involved.
When was the last time that happened? Honestly, besides some of these like blogs that they do, like I don't know, what was the most recent one that I read? Let me see.
As far as like you talking about the dev blog or
some of the, like the spotlights and whatnot? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, got you. Yeah. Under the community tab.
Besides that, like, what was the most recent thing we've done for the partners?
I think that if somebody's going to be a Vault partner, it has to come with a sense of accountability. If somebody's going to be a Vault partner, it has to come with a sense of communication, being that bridge between the community and Vault.
Yeah.
That does mean partners need more information ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how much feedback you and I would be able to give on a patch update or the patch notes if they weren't posted within 24 hours of the release?
Of the release, yeah.
Like, we'd be able to read and be like, hey,
earlier some of the plans, you know.
That would be amazing for a partner.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not saying to good players, to a partner. And the reason why, and I want Strange Matter Studios to not only give that information to a partner, but make it almost mandatory. We need your mandatory feedback within a week.
Yeah.
Almost like homework.
Yep.
Because let's be honest, we'll all bring a different taste to the table. Because we're bringing not just the gamer perspective, but the community perspective, because we always, as content creators, we look at it and we think, well, is that how other people are going to see it? When the average gamer just looks at, that's how I see it.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? So
I do agree
entirely. Bro, real shit. I say give partners homework, give us information ahead of time, valuable information. Let us not only give feedback on it, improve it, maybe help you adjust a few of the wording in there to make it a little bit, easier to attain, like to kind of like capture attention and also for understanding. Yeah. But also
give us reasons to want to play the game as well. Like stream it for Vault, like Strange Matter, like give us like some giveaways, like just coin giveaways, something, something that will like benefit us and benefit you. Not just have this partner status, and that's really it.
So you just brought up something interesting, and I don't know if you know this, but I want to ask a question first.
Yeah.
Have you ever been given keys to give away on your stream as a partner?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay. Did you know that right now you could go and ask somebody for keys to give away as a partner, and they will give you some?
Really?
Yes.
So
they have keys to give away.
Why isn't that known though?
They they have access to that. They have the power. I mean, bro, if every partner got given, even if it was just 5 keys for October.
Yeah.
You know how much hype a partner could generate with 5 keys?
Yeah, just off that, yeah. Seriously.
How much the community engagement, everybody chatting, everybody wanting keys.
Yeah. You know what they could do is let's say they have 30 partners, right?
Hmm.
For 1 month, one partner day, you get your day of the month that you get 5 keys to give away. So each day
That's
of the
a
month, they're
great
promoting
fucking
the game.
idea.
Yeah, yeah. You get 5 keys to give away over the course of however long your stream is,
Whenever you want to.
and yeah, strange matter and the game is being promoted. You're promoting your own stream. There you go. Win-win.
And I mean, let me kind of piggyback off of that shit that you just mentioned there.
Yeah.
How many partners do we have? Do you know?
I can give you a Russ.
Yeah,
It's
I
probably
just
gonna
went in.
show
Sorry,
you
I just went
online.
in and I just went in and counted on the partner page. I see
Yeah, it's
15
probably
on
gonna.
there.
Okay. So 15
So,
days in a month, one person is, hosted, whatever. There you go.
and here's the thing: I don't even know if this is a thing, but they should have on auto host a partner always.
They should. That's exactly another thing I was thinking about.
I don't know if that's a thing. They should on their Twitch.
Yeah.
But also, even if they did, your idea of one partner per month, 5 keys for the entire month. I mean,
Yep.
let's just bring out some calculator here. 5 times 12, that's 60 keys a year. Base keys, nothing expensive.
Yep.
Base keys. So 60 keys a year times $20. That's $1,200 in a year. Now, granted, that's money that they're losing out on. So I can almost see why it might not even be a good idea. So like, but it's a give and take thing. Like, you're generating more hype, you're getting more people to play.
Yeah.
People that like the game are gonna get their games to buy it. They're gonna be like, bro,
And
how'd you get it? How'd you get it for free? I got it for free in a stream, bro. But it's only $20.
Yeah.
Buy it. Come on, let's play.
You know how much hype alone that would bring to know that like the developers are doing that for their game like monthly on a monthly basis? Or you say if they do it bi-monthly.
That's what I was gonna say. Let's say just
Yeah.
on events. October for Halloween, December for Christmas, summer, the beginning of summer in June they do it. You
5
follow?
keys for one streamer. Yep.
And you know how I
Jake.
found out? You know how I found out that there's keys?
How'd you find that out?
Because Strange Matter Studios staff was watching my stream one day, and they saw that during the weekend for early access, I literally gave out, and I'm not even fucking joking when I say this number, Jake. I literally gave out, like, in keys in general. Now, this was Predecessor and Fall, but all the Predecessor keys I gave away because I had them for free. The Fall keys I paid with my own fucking money. I literally gave away like 20 to 25 Fall keys that weekend.
Jesus, dude.
Paying 20 because my community saw me. No, because I was trying to help the game. My community saw me giving keys for another game. And they're like, what about Fall keys? What am I going to say? I don't have any.
They won't give me any.
Right? I don't have any. So I said, I don't give a fuck if I don't got any. You guys want access, I'll help you get access. We're going to generate hype.
Yeah.
I got you. And so we did. And it wasn't until after spending like the first
all that money,
like, it wasn't until like after spending quite a bit that they were like, I got hit up, and it's like,
just ask us.
Exactly. It was like, you can just ask us instead of buying. And I was like,
yikes, dude.
I can?
That's unreal. Yeah.
I'm like, I can?
That's actually unreal.
What?
I would have been pissed, dude, honestly. I would have been so pissed.
See, part of me was, but part of me at the same time, I'm like, hey, I'm supporting regardless. So I'm just going to consider that an investment for a game that I want to succeed, as I would support any other projects if they have monetary value.
It's just the fact at hand, I guess. That would be a tilted.
Yeah, but and that's one of the things, and like my community knows, like every little bit that I make extra after my bills are paid literally just goes back into the community. Always lightsaber giveaways, whatever the fuck. So it's and again, we know this by being content creators. We know that giveaways generate hype. We know moments like that happen.
Yeah.
Bro, 2 Heroes just got released.
Yep.
Every partner has 3 keys to give away. Go.
There you go. Was that so difficult? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's and that's what I'm saying.
They go a long way.
They do, but this is, and I can't help but kind of blame partners at the same time too,
because we don't speak out about it.
yeah, like we know some of these standards. We have experience dealing with companies and be like, yo, key giveaways, generating hype, etc. And then individuals will just be like, yep, Strange Matter Studios didn't give me any keys. Oh well, guys, but you guys can pay for it.
All right.
You guys can pay for it. First week, $15. Like, it's just, you get me? But like, it's not just Strange Matter Studios. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm definitely calling out part. What happened?
What about like a free weekend? A free weekend every like.
Bro, you know how, I mean, granted, they're in early access. Eventually the game will be free to play. But you know how fucking huge that would be, even if the game is full of fucking bugs, just to get people in the door. Free weekend advertised on Steam.
Dude, we're giving them golden tickets here and see what they do with it, right?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're gonna get feedback. I can't promise changes will be made. You feel me?
Yeah.
Everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening, we can't promise that what we say will be made, but I can promise you guys that we'll at least be heard, for damn sure. Just because of, quite frankly, who we are in the fall community. And that's why I think chats like this are important.
Big.
So you know what? Like, I'll say this, because the chat's getting a little long, as is. To be honest, we've already been here for about an hour. So that's usually when I try to cut it off. But if anything, I just want to say thank you for everybody watching. I want to say thank you for everybody listening. I know some of you like to listen to this in podcast format for sure. Make sure you guys do follow Jake. Jake, go ahead and throw out your socials real quick.
It's just JakeSimTV on Twitch. It's really all. It's all I stream on.
Go on Twitch. Follow this man. We'll have a link in the description. But like, and I just want everybody to just simply end on this note. We're players too. We're here for you guys, and we're going to do everything possible to improve the community as we can. To the next video.
As much as we can. Yep.
For sure.
Thank you so much, guys.